Ohio's next governor, Vivek Ramaswamy, joins me now. It's good to see a little competition. We didn't see that during the Biden years, Vivek. When you have all of these really powerful cabinet officials just kind of outdoing each other by doing great things for the country, it's inspiring. Do you think it kind of creates any animosity?
I don't think so. I think competition breeds innovation, Jesse, whether it's within the people leading our federal government or whether it's between the states that comprise the 50 states of our union. That's what our founding fathers actually envisioned. If you go back to history, many of them were competitive with each other as well. You look at Thomas Jefferson versus John Adams or Alexander Hamilton. There were friendly rivalries back then, too, but it lifted the whole country up. And if you just look at what were those ideals that set the country into motion, you were talking about them right now. The rule of law, that we're actually a nation of laws, that we believe in meritocracy. The best person gets the job regardless of their skin color or their sexuality. That's actually what binds us together, which is far more important than the superficial diversity that the other side likes to obsess over. So we're the party, we're the movement, we're the nation founded on competition, founded on the rule of law, founded on meritocracy, founded on excellence. That's who we are. That's what Donald Trump is bringing back. And frankly, it's what we want to bring back in all of the 50 states of our country as well.
You're so right about that. I mean, these founders, not all of them loved each other. Let's put it that way. In the 50 states, they're all competing as laboratories of democracy to try to get people to move there. And for the record, they're moving to red states right now. That's for sure. When you see Trump saying we're getting Greenland, whether anybody likes it or not, how does that make you feel?
Look, I think Donald Trump has a masterful art of the deal. He's bringing American exceptionalism back, right? Our sense of self-confidence in our nation. That's what we've been missing for the last several years, Jesse. We could talk about the economy. We could talk about the border, all important issues. But the number one thing we've been missing is our sense of our national character. You think about America. I actually spoke at an event here in Ohio earlier tonight. Somebody gave me a book of Thomas Jefferson. He was the guy who signed the Lewis and Clark expeditions, right? He was the guy who just said, go west. The Louisiana Purchase, west, 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 manifest destiny for the United States of America. And the truth of the matter is, while we have a beautiful country that's consistently expanded over the course of our history, the thing that really makes us great is the ideals that powered that expansion and that movement as well. So it's that spirit that President Trump is bringing back. So whether or not a piece of land becomes part of the United States of America or not, that's smaller compared to the question of whether we bring back that national self-confidence. That's where he's delivering for America. Frankly, I want to bring that self-confidence back in our home state of Ohio. And bottom up, top down and bottom up, that's how we're going to bring back our national character. It's what we're missing under Biden. But you know what? We don't even have to talk about Biden anymore. We're going to talk about our future, our self-confidence, our character, our national identity. That's what we're missing. That's what we're bringing back. And I'm here for it, Jesse.
All right. I'm getting chills in this segment. It's a good thing. Thanks a lot, Vivek. Good luck.
Thank you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.